Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Olympics Sevens, the last for these two sides. South Africa taking on the flying Fijians. In this game, it is to determine 11th place. These two sides not quite having the campaign that they were after, but they can still finish on a high by getting themselves a win. And this matchup, they have both lost all 4 games throughout their season or throughout their competition. So there's an opportunity for someone to get a W at the end of the Olympics. Looking through at the South African starting lineup, it will be Jansie van Rensburg, Malinga, Grain in the starting lineup. She hasn't had a lot of starting minutes throughout the rest of the competition. Solotsi, Nadine Ruiz, also Beloyi, and Latigan. So no Mpupa, who is going to be making her way off the bench. De Bruyne also off the bench for this game for the South Africans. Then in the starting lineup for Fiji, it is going to be Devea, Buleki, Anna Maria Naimasi, Dalaiwao, Aleku Theva, also Roko Tui Singer, who did pretty well in that first match when she did make her way off the bench for the Fijians, and then also Donu in the starting side. So a bit of a rotation of both squads just to test out what they've got left in the tank and who could make a big impact heading into this game. Now, I should mention Fiji coming in as favourites. Did Australia lose? They did. They lost to the Canadians. They were not supposed to. I'll say that right now. They were supposed to win that game relatively comfortably, but they didn't get it done. Canada dug deep, and then in the end, Australia found themselves going into that third place playoff game up against the USA. The name in this game is a commentator's nightmare, says Grant. They are a little bit. Hopefully we don't do too badly throughout this contest. I go to my Jackson 5 sisters, Bulavanaka, says a doctor. And out there as well, but a few South African supporters in the stands by the looks of it. It's great to see, even with this game being the last and maybe not being played off for as high up on the tally as these two sides would have liked, at least we are still seeing the support being shown for the two teams. Dan says, Johan, yeah, definitely an upset and a half. What are these games for? Just to possibly go home with a win, says Leslie. So overall for the Olympics, you have to finish in a certain rank, pretty much. So this is for 11th and 12th. Whoever wins this game will finish 11th on the overall standings. Whoever loses this game will finish 12th. We also see the 9th place playoff game that will be taking place after this one. I think that's between Japan and Brazil. So then that will determine 9 and 10. So New Zealand are champions. They have a good shot, but I'll be honest, Canada throughout their playoff games, boy, they have been looking strong, and they have been looking like they're digging deeper than the sides that they've been playing. So who knows how it could end in the overall competition. But either way, I think it's going to be a hopefully very entertaining final. And of course, we will be covering it on the channel as well. But nonetheless, both these sides just about to make their way out onto the field. It is 35 degrees Celsius at the moment at the ground. Not exactly nice conditions to play in, unfortunately, for these two sides. I'd say that Fiji are probably a little bit more used to this type of temperature, whereas South Africa, of course, they get some pretty hot weather at times, depending on whereabouts they are from in South Africa. Come on the Blitzboks, says LFG. The last game for these two sides, just to go out on a high, would be massive for them. Angel gets his wing every time the South Africans lose, says JDB. And come on the Blitzboks, says LFG in there as well. Fiji, the first side that will be running out onto the field. Devea is going to be the captain of this team. I am looking forward to seeing Roko Tui Singer, though, just because of what she did in that first game when she came off the bench from the injury. Room for South Africa, but low-key back in Fiji. There's a Neki there. And this game, it's great to see that either way, one of these two sides is going to get themselves some sort of victory at the Olympics, but massive difference for Fiji compared to last Olympic Games. They finished third. They got themselves the bronze, which I think seeing them playing now, you kind of realise how much of an upset that was and how brilliant of a campaign the Fijians did have to get themselves that bronze medal. And let's hope for a competitive final at least, says Leslie. Yeah, I do hope it is close. There is a little bit of a chance that New Zealand could run away with it, but at the same time, we saw Australia score 2 quick tries and then Canada fought their way back into the game. The turning point, I know that it's not the turning point that actually changed the game, but the turning point was when Charlotte Caslick got very angry at the referee. From there, Australia hardly had the ball. They hardly could get a penalty in their favour. So, be nice to the ref, I think is the best way of describing it. I love how Hamish pronounced Aniki's name. Is it not how you say it? Aniki? So it's not Aniki? Niki? I'm not sure what else it would be. It's probably wrong, though. Going to be kicked off. Now going off to the right-hand side. Fiji in position inside of their 22. Boleki. She's already got a bit of a facial wound from the last game. Oh, that's a takeout in the air. That's going to be the penalty for tackling in the air. Jansi van Rensburg has stayed down. Just taking her time. Could have been a yellow card there. Oh, big shot coming in from Delawal. Was going through to try and get that position. That ref is hot, says JDB. Everyone out there on the field will be 35 degrees Celsius at the moment this game taking place. And what are you watching this on? I'm watching on Sky Sport here in New Zealand. But depending on whereabouts you are in the world will depend on your broadcaster option. So, yeah, if you let me know what country you're trying to watch from, we'll probably be able to let you know where the sevens are being shown in that country. It's 30 seconds gone in this one. Nadine Ruiz going to feed this ball in for the South Africans. Massive scrum coming in from Fiji. Nice step from Nadine Ruiz, and she will score the first try of the contest for South Africa. Hamish, the ultimate professional, says a JDB there. A great first try of the match for the South Africans, scoring within a minute. This just hasn't been Fiji's campaign that they were after. Great step. Anna Maria Naimasi gets sent completely the wrong way. And then Ruiz, no one was going to catch her as soon as she got that kind of open space. Early try for the South Africans. Oh, that ground's brutal though. You can see why there have been so many injuries. She tried to dive and then the knee almost dug into the ground, which could have flung it up behind her. Could have been an awkward one, but that one, certainly not awkward. Though I'm giving you credit for trying, Hamish. But you get close enough. I'm trying to think of how to say things in South African. But I can't think of what it would be that's different. You know, once you say it, I'll be like, oh, yes. Anarchy? Is it anarchy? Is it just anarchy? It could be. Nice pass on the outside. Fiji walking the tightrope. Donu with the no-look pass on the inside. But Fiji have put it down. Nadine Ruiz. Oh, she's been bulldozed over backwards. Knocked in the nose there. I think they're gonna go upstairs. Yes, they are, to check whether or not Nadine Ruiz did suffer a little bit of foul play here, which she, I believe, thinks she did, and I think she's right. Because I think that was a smack right on the nose for Nadine Ruiz. Sounds like a no-arms tackle too. There might not be much going the way of Donu for the rest of this game, because I think she might find herself off the field for the rest of the game. Oh, it's head on head. Has there been foul play? What's the mitigation factor? Yeah, it's going to be mitigation, so it will just be a yellow card for the Fijians. Could you tell I was trying to hold back a yawn when I said card there? It kind of sounded a bit shaky, didn't it? Now 2 minutes off the field now for Donu. It's going to give South Africa an attacking advantage. Only playing up against these 6 Fijians. And come to South Africa, Hamish. We love you here, says Leslie. I would like to go to South Africa at some stage. And to be fair, after this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, I've got something that arrived in the mail today that I bought online. It's revolving around South Africa. So be sure to stick around till the end of the video. Well, the end of the live stream. It sounds like I'm doing like one of those ones on a video, how they try and make you stay. But yeah, I've got something in a bag down here that I'm going to show you at the end, based around South Africa, and I'm sure you guys will absolutely love it. And I don't think I will wear it out in public. I'll say that right now, because I think I would get punched. Fun fact, De Bruyne used to play netball for the Protea Jaguars. She played centre, excellent player. She decided to stop playing tennis. And rather play rugby sevens. What a drastic... Wait, so she played netball, tennis, and then rugby sevens? Or she played a bit of netball... Where'd tennis come into it? She also a tennis player? We'll teach you all the pronunciations, says Leslie. Now, ball is going to be there for the South Africans. That's a deliberate knockdown from Fiji. Unfortunately, that's going to be another yellow card. They're now playing with 5 players on the field. Anna Maria Naimasi wants her to check it upstairs. And now they're down to 5 for Fiji. Oh. Yeah, she was trying to make the tackle, but it did still get slapped down, unfortunately. Sorry, not tennis, netball. Multitasking, yes, says Lily Bear. No worries, I was just confused at where the third sport came in. That was all. I was getting even more impressed with the fact that she had played multiple. Now Nadine Russ, 7 versus 5 at the moment on the field. And here comes Nadine Russ going off to Jansi van Rensburg towards the touch line. That's close to Fiji, getting the turnover, just not quite able to get the possession. It's going to be hard to defend up against so many South Africans all running forward, passed on the outside. Here comes the speed of Malinga, just staying in the field of play. And nicely claimed by Latakhan. Back across to the right-hand side. Jansi van Rensburg with the bounce pass out wide to Nadine Ruiz. Goes for the kick of mine. Possibly tackled a little bit late there by one of the Fijians, but I mean, it stopped her from being able... Oh, no, they have gone back for the penalty. Late tackle. Coming in, Nadine Ruiz takes the quick dip. She was telling the Fijians to let it go, which they did, and then she picked up the ball and scored. So it was the perfect setup coming for these South Africans. Looks like she's going to use up as much time as she can, and then does put the ball down. I tried watching volleyball. My mum was not having it. She was complaining about the dress code. There's Gatsanel. It is relatively revealing, I guess you could say, the beach volleyball. 5 versus 7 says JDB. Yeah, it's always going to be tough, even 7-on-7 in a final game where South Africa were looking hungry from the get-go to try and get as many tries as they could. Now, it's going to go over for the South Africans, making the score 14 points to 0. This one definitely going one-sided here for Fijiana. When will the final be? The final, New Zealand, well, depends on whereabouts you are in the world, but for us here in New Zealand, the final is pretty much kicking off in 3 hours, 7 minutes time. So wherever you are in the world, if you go 3 hours in the future, that is pretty close to when the final will be taking place. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Are you happy Sam Cane is back on the in the fold? I don't mind it, to be honest. Like, no one for that number 7 jersey, I think, has fully cemented it out of Ethan Blackadder, Dalton Papali'i, etc. So, you know, chucking Sam Cane in, that should help those guys improve and also just, you know, have that experienced head there for New Zealand as well. So, like, I'm not against it whatsoever. I know a lot of people are, but at the same time, I think it's a decent option for them. I'm in New Zealand. Okay, so it will be 5:45 a.m. New Zealand time is when the final is kicking off. The bronze final will be starting at 5 a.m. New Zealand time too. Now, Nadine Ruiz, again, the scrum here for the South Africans. Jansi van Rensburg almost going through. Nadine Ruiz, she's left her feet, but referee says it's all right. Going off to the left-hand side here. Malinga with a nice step. 22 metres out here for the South Africans. Referee has told them to use it. Now attack and run from Letekhan. And another penalty goes the way of South Africa. New Zealand without Sam and Whitelock is weird, says Gatsanel. It is a little bit, but I guess that is something we will get used to as the All Blacks wear on a little bit because those guys will start to go away. Okay, well, still dealing with the World Cup red card. Or red card, better stiff the toy, says JDB. Yeah, and I feel like, to be honest, there'll be a lot of fans that won't let that one go, but if you try and look at it with an open mind of that was last year, this is this year, new season, new coach, new opportunities, maybe that will make it a bit easier. And we have their PT, says Gatsanel, but now South Africa. The line out throw, they will be only 5 metres out from the line. And nicely claimed by the flying Fijians. South Africa, though, over the ball, getting the clean turnover. Now going off to the right-hand side, Libby Jansi van Rensburg gets it out to Malinga. Again, going to be tackled well by Fiji over the ball. And they this time managed to win the penalty. Taking the quick tap, they know that if they want to get back into this contest, they do need to score before the end of this first half. I just don't know if they've got the pace, but they have got the offloads that could cause the trouble. Wrestled down there, Delaware. Nadine Ruiz again had her hands down. She's done it quite a few times throughout this match, but that one of the first times that she has been penalised for it. Going off to the right-hand side now. Again, Fiji in possession. Devea eating the ground with her face, unfortunately. When slammed down into the turf. New Zealand are up against Argentina in the Paris Olympics. That's live next at 3 a.m. New Zealand time. Another offload coming from Fiji. Nicely done. Running down the wing. Cutting on the inside. It will be Boleki. Now around the side. That's a knock-on from the Fijians. And that is a great half for the South. Hang on, we're not going to half-time yet. They have decided that it is going to be play on now. Jansi van Rensburg is wrestled down. And that will be half-time now. In this match, Go Razor, says JDB. But both sides will be extremely tired after that first half. At the end of the day, they're playing at 35 degree Celsius heat. Not going to be too easy to play in. 14-0. I would think that that's getting almost close to being enough in this game. Although saying that Australia, they were up 12-0 up against the Canadians. And then in the end, that was all the points that the Aussies were able to score. Now some deep breaths being taken by these South Africans in the huddle. Trying to slow down the breathing. They are in the shade, so strategic from both sides. Make sure that they are cooling down their body temperature just a little bit before heading back out into the heat. The thing is as well, it's not just going to be the Rugby Sevens that is affected by this extreme heat that they are playing in. There are going to be events all over the place where people are really struggling. Pretty decent when you're down to 5, says JDB. And also Fiji, says Gus. And there as well. Coach fired up here for Fiji. Fiji played, says Gus. And there as well. But like I mentioned at the end of this match, ladies and gentlemen, I will be showing you something that I got online from a random store, and it involves South Africa, so hopefully you guys slightly like it. We got Sam back now. You mean Sam Kane and Whitelock, says Razor, and heat warning at the Olympics today. Most sports are taking compulsory water breaks, says Lilia B. And yeah, I guess that's one good thing about the Sevens, the fact that it is quite fast-paced. You've only got 7 minutes, then you get a break, but the likes of hockey and beach volleyball, I would assume that they'd need a few breaks just to cool down a little bit. Basketball, maybe not so bad because you're probably inside of a stadium, which has a bit of cooling. About 3 hours. That's not a long turnaround. Do you think has the edge? The easier game in the semis? Or who do you think has the edge? The easier game in the semis between New Zealand or Canada? I would say New Zealand had the easier game. But Canada, I think that them having a tough game might actually benefit them. Because that's what happened in their game up against France. They had a tough challenge, but they still managed to get past them. Now, Dolph. She has come onto the field. And Pupa also is now out there for the South Africans. But Fiji playing it strategically in the shade here on the near side of the field. Now, Likutheva. On across, Fiji just can't really find too many meters at the moment. They're managing to get the offloads, which is fantastic. They need to start getting a few extra meters made as well. They've got the advantage for offside. I believe that will almost be penalty advantage over. Ripia Lunesau gets another offload there. Dalewau cutting back inwards for Fiji. 3 missed tackles. That one was high from South Africa. Looks like the referee's going to say play on. Impressive. Now going off to the right-hand side, it's going to be Dolph. Fiji on the ball. And they've been penalised. Not rolling away, I think is the call there. Adina Russ, hands on the hips at the moment. She is exhausted from the pace that this game is being played at. Sounds like there are a few more subs. I don't know what I'm going to watch without the rugby on now. Here's Razor. Yeah, it's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? In terms of less rugby being on. There are plenty of other sports that you could watch at the Olympics. The rowing's been quite good overall. There was a close race earlier on with the New Zealanders. I'm not too sure when their next one is, but there were a couple in the doubles somethings. I don't know all the terminology for rowing, but they were going all right. They've probably already rowed again, to be honest. I don't know how they went. Beach volleyball, says Grant. You know who's playing today, Grant, out of curiosity? Yesterday, Latvia were having a crack. That is a beautiful run forward from the captain here, Mpurpa, and she does manage to score it for the South Africans. And gymnastics or women's hockey, says JDB. Because most of the swimming will almost be over, won't it? I know that the swimming's normally early on in the Olympics that we do see it take place. It doesn't matter who plays, says Grant. Yeah. Here I was thinking it was, you had a certain team that you were trying to will over the line a little bit more. Does South Africa have a beach volleyball team? I don't imagine they do. I thought that was Oxnachet, says a JDB. I'd love to watch Oxnachet play beach volleyball. I feel like that would be very interesting. See the big man moving around. Him and Kitsoff as a beach volleyball team would be fantastic. But now that kick has gone over for these South Africans. Now, it's going to be 4.5 minutes remaining. Oh, that one's a shocking kickoff there. Not going to go the 10 metres. So now on the halfway line, ooh, says JDB. And 100-metre sprint and 200-metre sprint is where it's at after this. Is it on today, Dr.? Or is it somewhere the beach would never recover, says Gus? What would the name of that team be, ladies and gentlemen? Oxnachet, Stephen Kitsoff. What's a good punny kind of name that we could come up with? The Spicy Ox, because of the Spicy Plum nickname for Stephen Kitsoff. Spicy Ox is an interesting name for a tag team. Now going out wide. Chance here for Fiji. We just needed to start talking about different sports, and they are on fire. Now the Fijians, beautiful offload, great step. Oh, she's lost her footing, but she gets up and scores it anyway, Lomani. And Trevor Nakanye too. That'll be fun to watch. Trevor would probably pull out his dance moves. Quagga goes all right, says JDB. I like Spicy Ox, says Grant. We'll have to pitch it to them and see whether or not they're keen. Back when we did it at school, we had 6 on a team, but that was volleyball rather than beach volleyball. Like the fact that there's only 2 of them on the little court is very impressive. Great work there from Lamani to be able to get back up to her feet and still score that try. And that one has missed away to the side. So the score currently 21 points to 5 between these two teams. 3 minutes remaining in this contest. Kalora Lamani scoring her first try of the Olympics. Oh, knock on there from South Africa. This time from Mpurpa again. Now going back across to the right-hand side. Fiji starting to find offloads here. Nice pass on the outside to Ditavutu. She's running hard. 5 metres out from the try line. Fiji still with the ball in hand, and the penalty goes the way of the flying Fijians. Quick tap, and oh, what? She wasn't on the mark by about 2 centimetres, and the ref makes them do it. Again, Ditavutu's going to score it anyway. And Oxen Kitsoff will take up a fair chunk of that beach volleyball court, says Grant. But that is the second try in quick succession for the Fijians, only down by 11 now. 2 more tries in the next 2 minutes, and they would win this game, which would be absolutely insane in terms of a comeback. Definitely with how the score did sit early on in this matchup. Slamming that ball down, Ditavutu. And Fiji coming back, says JDB, but that one has missed again for the flying Fijians, so they would still need 1 conversion of their next 2 tries if they were going to be able to score 2 more. There's the first try for Ditavutu, which is quite surprising with the way that she has played throughout this Olympics. She has been quite strong. Fijians never give up. You got the South African girls, keep going, says Odette. And there as well. Looks like a bit of an injury here for South Africa. It's going to be Mpurpa. Looks like her nose is giving her a bit of trouble. We actually saw that earlier on. She was wiping her nose and then she high-fived her teammate with the same hand. I assume that was because of the injury. Fijians never give up. They left it too late, says Katzenel. Yeah, 1 minute 50. 1 minute 50 is still a fair chunk of time, though. Definitely because they will be kicking off here. So if South Africa don't get themselves the reset right, Fiji might get another chance. What game is this playing for what placing? This is playing off for 11th and 12th in the competition. So the next game is Japan-Brazil. They are playing off for 9th and 10th. But yeah, whoever wins this will finish 11th in the Olympics competition. And also it will be their first win of their campaigns. Oh, going back for the original knock on here. So it is now going to be the ball. Oh, it's going to be Fiji's ball. Nadine Ruiz wants them to go upstairs. She was drawing the TV. It is going to be Fiji's ball here. We've seen a lot of complaining to the referees over the last few days of the Sevens. Actually, way more than we are used to seeing. I don't know why that is. Maybe it is because it is the Olympics, so there's a little bit more on the line. You know, tensions are high, but yeah. Are you mocking the cultural pick high five? How dare you, sir? Says Grant, and 11th and 12th, last place. So the playoff for last, pretty much. And second last as well, which is, of course, what you want. And that's why I'm now 44 seconds remaining. Fiji finding another offload. Yeah, thought about the pick and go. Oh, great fend coming in. Getting back up to her feet, able to have another crack. Now for Fiji, 30 seconds remaining here. Nkothi going across, looping around Nkothi again. Going to be tackled well. Another offload for Fiji. Ripia Lunisau. Tackled on the halfway line. And I think South Africa, this should almost use up enough time. That's going to be the penalty to the Fijians. That ball has been passed wide. And they won't have enough time to get back into this contest. So South Africa, they should pick up their first win of the competition. Fiji going winless in this Olympics campaign compared to last Olympics, like I mentioned, where they were able to get themselves the bronze. But that doesn't look like the Fijians are quite done as of yet. They want one more try by the looks of it. That's going to be hard to do. Nen Ruiz, no clear release there. Going off to the left-hand side here for the Fijians. Final minute, well, past the final minute of this match. Well done, women's Blitzboks, says Grant. And there as well, nice run forward from Fiji. They want the last laugh in this contest. Another offload going across Nkothi. Open space here for Fiji. Mpufa trying to stop them from getting over the line. Here comes Tele Wilson. Ooh, she's through. She just managed to outrun the opposition, and it's another try for Fiji to close out this contest. But nonetheless, that is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Fiji managing to get themselves one more right at the end. But I did mention I got something in the mail, ladies and gentlemen, and it is green slightly, so I'm wondering whether or not you will even be able to see it on the green screen. We might have to switch it up a little bit so that you can actually see what we got. Got it online, arrived today, very happy, of course. Got to love a package coming in the mail. Can't even remember where I ordered it either. Okay, pizza time, good commentary as usual, lad. Says JDB. But that kick for the Fijians, I believe it has missed. So the end score in this game, 21 points to 15 in favour of the South Africans. But yeah, speaking of South Africa, I did get a shirt, ladies and gentlemen. And it has got the South African flag on it, as you can see. Oh, you can't really see. Hang on, we're going to have to change something quickly so that it slightly works better. Virtual background, we're going to go none. There we go. We just got the green screen at the moment. Hopefully that will work. So pretty much I went online, and online's a dangerous place, but I got a shirt that has the South African flag. It's got South Africa on it. It's got champion on it. And then I can't see anymore, but I assume you guys can see it. It's got a big Blitzboks or a Springbok, depending on how you look at it. So South Africa champion with the big green and gold all over it. Seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't think I can wear it out in public. Like I said, Boo Ugly Shirts, says Doctor. That is what I was anticipating the reaction to be. But Grant wanted to see it. So there you go, Grant. I'll have to send it to you because I don't think I can wear it. But yeah, just something that arrived. I thought it looked cool. Seemed like a good idea. So I thought, why not do it? And they aren't the world champions, you know? Good man, Hamish. I always said you're a secret Bok fan, says Grant. Although I did get, I've got things from other teams as well. So that's slightly good news. Springbok and a Protea, says Gus. And there as well. Don't wear it in public. But you can sleep in it, says Anarchy. Is it? Springbok and Protea. I don't even see the Protea on it. Whoops. Oh, is that what that part is? Oh, yeah, no, it would be, yeah. Lovely. And great jersey. I got the 88 England jersey. And other teams don't matter, says Grant. But yes, finals of the Sevens, not too far away, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be covering the bronze final, which will be taking place between Australia and the USA. Just to repeat, Australia in the bronze medal final up against the USA. And then Canada versus New Zealand will be the final. That'll be taking place at 5:45 a.m. New Zealand time. Hamish, it was a brilliant idea. Wear it, says Lilia B. Now it's time for your Stormers shirt, says Grant. And there as well. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. It feels weird just having the green screen there rather than having something else behind me. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll see you back for the final and also the bronze final. We will see you all for the next one.